Hey friends, welcome back to the Vendor Voices podcast. I'm here with my co-host Sammi.
Hey.
And I'm of course Korrigan, wedding filmmaker based in the Chicago area. We're here today all about talking about not only where you are on your wedding, but when you are on your wedding, how to find the best lighting on your wedding day and where to be.
Yep.
And so we're gonna get into some tips about lighting because it's important, at least in our industry and our specific vendor roles.
For sure. I mean, we're going to talk about all the things lighting, how to get the best lighting for your wedding photos, and also some tips on planning your wedding day around the best lighting, timeline stuff, and blue hour, golden hour. We're going to get into all of it. So without further ado,
it's going to be a great episode. Specifically, if you're still planning your timeline and you're still finding like the details, is great. So if you're in that planning stage of the timeline being broken down, this is the one for you.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's dive in.
Let's dive in. All right, guys. Well, before we get into our topic for today, Korrigan, we haven't done this in a minute. How is wedding planning? We need a check-in. How are things going? Where are you guys at? If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, Korrigan is planning his own wedding right now. Obviously, wedding filmmaker, super talented, but now on the other side of the table.
Other side of the fence.
Super fun. Yeah. But yeah, how's things going?
Things
you guys
are
only
great.
A few months away now.
I know, it's really coming up soon. I know it's people
how
always
many
say
months?
I think
October,
we have around
right?
6 months,
April, May,
5, 6.
June, July, August. Sorry, I counted my
6?
fingers. 6?
Yeah, 6 months. That's what I thought. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah.
No, but it's going good. We have our DJ fully booked now, which is great. So we're going through the timeline now, kind of getting like, the most recent thing we did is we got our passports yesterday.
Ooh.
I've had a passport in the past, but I was actually a minor when I got my passport, so it expired. Obviously, not a minor anymore. Not doubt myself. So we went. It's gonna be Reagan's first time out of the country for our honeymoon, so we were getting ready for that. And then right now, it's mainly going through and doing our registry is the main thing that we're focused on right now.
That's fun. Window shopping.
Window shopping. Putting it on the list, so I'm excited to go through. One thing that I'm kind of bummed about is Target doesn't have those scanners that they give you anymore.
Oh,
you do it on your phone.
Oh
and
my
we're
gosh.
like, Reagan was so looking forward to like going through with the scanner physically and like shooting all the stuff. And
that did always look really fun.
It looked so fun, and so they don't do that anymore. It's on your phone. Not to bum anybody out if you're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna use your phone. And then also we're planning our wedding shower. So we're doing not a super traditional wedding shower where I think typically a wedding shower is mainly for like the bride, her girls, and like kind of like more focused on that.
Yeah.
What we're doing is kind of like a combined bride.
Cool.
Like,
so you're gonna be there.
Yes, I get to be there.
Oh,
this is
I love
in
that.
no way influenced by me at all, but I want to be there. So we're gonna do it mainly like we're actually doing more like newlywed style games there with like our close friends.
Fun.
So I know we won't be married yet, but I feel like the newlywed games are just great. Fun
So
games.
much fun. Yeah.
So yeah, we're like. Right now we're like in the midst of like finding a location for that and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot to do. You know, it's coming up soon. So I feel like month number 6 is like, we have a lot. All the big stuff is handled, but now it's like we're finally getting into like the nitty gritty small stuff where I'm like, there's so much more that I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Yeah, but it's fun. You know, I'm definitely glad that we got the passport stuff out of the way, like way in advance.
Yeah, that's good because that can take a couple months sometimes.
Yeah, they were actually only saying 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh,
I also thought it was gonna take a couple months, but no, we're way ahead of the game. So
amazing. So you don't have to stress.
Yeah, no stress.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, you guys have been busy.
Yeah, it definitely has been a busy season. But anyway, that's how we're kind of like thinking right now. And we're actually right now finalizing our timeline as well. So this is a perfect episode for us.
Yeah.
So let's kind of get into like why we should be like thinking about light when we're like planning our timeline and like when the best time is to take these photos. For
sure. And are you obsessing over the wrong thing? A lot of people think location, when you should be thinking lighting, you know, before or over location, right? Because, you know, location could be great. Like, for example, a barn venue, super cool. I love barn venues. They can be really dark.
Yeah,
and so it's important, you know, that you're thinking about what's the lighting going to be like at this venue? Is there a lot of natural light or is it going to be really dark? Because if you're the kind of person that when you look at your, maybe it's your Pinterest board or just your inspo, and you really like that light, airy, you know, timeless feel to your photos, that's what I personally gravitate towards.
Totally.
You know, if you're in a dark venue, you're not going to have that same that same light and airy feel
Definitely.
if everything is darker colors. And so it's important to think about from a lighting perspective how that impacts, the final feel of your photos, your videos.
Yeah, definitely the location is important because, again, if your Pinterest board looks way different than the venue you chose, like, you have to know, like, my photos can only look so much like these Pinterest edits. Like, maybe the editing is similar, but, like, again, if you want just light and airy, you're probably not going to get that in a barn. But you will get some dark and moody that looks amazing.
Although, have you seen the venue Providence Vineyard? It's in...
Is it in Oswego?
It's somewhere down south. It's in Illinois.
Okay, I think I've been to a
barn
very
venue.
Pretty barn venue south of the city.
It's all white. The
I think
barn
I've been there.
Inside, the outside's all white.
Do they have the hippie minivan?
No. This is actually
one.
on a really big piece of land, and it's like a winery, actually.
Oh. Wait.
It's a vineyard.
I think I'm thinking about the same one. Maybe the minivan was just for the couple I was with.
Ironically, one of my friends that I was on a cheerleading team with for years when I was a kid, her parents actually started this wedding venue.
Oh, what?
A family-run.
Oh my gosh, throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, we will. It's gorgeous. So if you are somebody who you're hearing us talk about this barn venue and you're like, no, check out that one. If you're in Illinois, oh my gosh, gorgeous.
If you want a barn
venue.
but bright and airy, is that pretty much what you're saying?
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah.
That's a cool collab because typically those things don't really mesh that well, but that's cool to say. It's gorgeous. They flip the switch on barn venues.
And it's a vineyard. You don't get that in Illinois.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's so sick.
Pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. So we talked about, the importance of lighting, but let's actually talk about more of the specifics lighting. Golden hour versus blue hour.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have heard it.
I'm still confused, guys. I don't even know. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. I mean, it took me a minute to fully wrap my head around like what is really the biggest difference because they're right next to each other. It goes golden hour goes right into blue hour.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that.
Yeah. So what's kind of like when I'm talking to a photographer, what's kind of the difference in golden hour versus blue hour? Would you say like right off the bat, Sammy, is like this is how I describe golden hour, this is blue hour, and this is like what they do to your photos? Yeah.
So I would say, golden hour, it's the 60 to 90 minutes before sunset.
Yeah.
It's really the best time if you like warm, soft lighting. You get some golden tones as well, hence golden hour, because there is still some sun shining through. It is, like I said, it's about 60 to 90 minutes before the sun sets. Yeah. So it's that final push of the sun during the day, and it's just really gorgeous light streaks come through. It's just such a beautiful time. It's really, really flattering, really dreamy for couples portraits. I love it.
Yeah.
But it is a window, and it is, like I said, before sunset, 60 to 90 minutes, but you can also catch golden hour in the morning.
Oh, wow, for sunrise?
Yeah, right after sunrise.
Wow.
So there is a golden hour in the mornings as well, but it's typically quite early in the morning, so most people are not awake.
I would say, I didn't know about that. I did not know about that one.
Especially on a wedding day, you're not quite ready for photos just yet at like 6, 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's golden hour. We love it. We always try to build into the timeline to do some couples portraits. It's usually ends up being right around, that in-between time after ceremony, between ceremony and reception.
Yeah.
So it's usually a good time to take the couple and do a few photos.
Yeah.
So if you are somebody who wants to try to do that, make sure you build that into your timeline. So you can get those. Not
to interrupt, but I feel like it also does flex based on the time of year, right?
Oh, for sure.
Because I feel like if you're like, we're coming out of like the winter season. So it's like, it's definitely for our early spring and like kind of early winter weddings here in Chicago, like it's gonna be between the ceremony and reception. But then if I'm doing like a July wedding, oftentimes we'll bring them out of the reception for that golden hour.
Yeah, like during dinner or something for a few.
You really just want to look at like when the sun is setting on your specific day, because again, it could be that you're getting kind of pulled from your reception for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, not a long time.
Yeah, it's not a long time. We always I don't want to like drag my couple out of their party to go take photos for too long, but they are some of the best photos and video moments. So it's like, it's important, but we don't want to be out there for the full 90 minutes of golden hour.
No. But if we can catch it
at the right moment, it's so good.
So good. And then blue hour, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So blue hour is, you've seen it every day, but maybe didn't realize it's called this, but it's that 20 to 30 minutes after the sun sets when everything kind of starts to turn a little bit blue.
Yeah.
So it switches from that golden, warm light to more, a little bit dimmer, a little bit darker, a little bit bluer. It's really honestly quite beautiful. I think it's still great for photos, especially if you have the right equipment where you can capture photos in lower light. It can be really, really beautiful. It's a little bit softer. It's also a little bit moodier, but it can be really romantic, and it's just really pretty.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, is this more of a, would you say it's more of a moody vibe than like a bright and
airy
vibe? A little
bit, for sure, because it is a little bit
darker. Obviously. Yeah.
But with editing, of course, you can make it brighter, but the blue hour is a pretty time. You want to capture those the elements of the sky and such.
And you don't need to make everything, if you're like a bride or groom who loves bright and airy, like you don't need to have every photo. It might be cool to like switch up. Oh, here's like, 10, 20 photos that are a bit more moody.
Yep.
It's cool to like kind of switch it up.
Oh yeah. I love throwing in some black and white edits too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For sure. So we talked about blue hour. We talked about golden hour. Let's talk about the midday light. Because a lot of people, I think, get confused about this because they're like, oh, it's the middle of the day. It's the brightest time of the day. That's the best time for photos when the sun is shining.
Yep.
And it's out there. But in reality, midday light between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. is some of the harshest, most difficult light actually to photograph in.
Yeah.
For a few reasons. For one, it's harsh, it's direct, and also it creates these shadows on your faces that isn't always the most flattering. It's just the way it is. I'm sure you've taken photos and half your face is in a shadow.
Yep.
Or your under eye is like just, of course, those dark circles for me. Oh my goodness. It just really
Or it's just like full on sun and everybody's
full on sun, everybody's squinting.
Everyone's eyes are closed. Yeah.
It's just not it's not as nice of a look. And so as much as you can when you're planning your timeline of your wedding day, work with your photographer, your videographer. If you're working with us, we'll definitely help you with this, just to make sure that we're timing photos for when the sun is, not too harsh. Or if it is, Korrigan, you can speak to this too, but we'll find a shaded area.
Shaded area is so important. I feel like oftentimes if the timeline is like, sometimes guys, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oftentimes the best time in the timeline to take your like massive wedding party photos is during this window, right? And so oftentimes when that's the case, Sammi and myself will be like, okay, let's go scout real quick. Where might there be a good block of shade where we're able to capture some like photos with like even lighting? You're not going to be squinting.
Yeah.
And then I've sometimes even played with some shadows, and I can be pretty like cool and like kind of artsy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's always like, don't feel like, oh, I can't do photos in these hours, because it's always possible.
Yeah.
We're just saying when it'd be like the most comfortable for you.
Yeah.
One like kind of like caveat to this, like if you don't want to do photos with like your massive bridal party right after ceremony, is if you are doing a first look before your ceremony and you're able to get these photos done a bit earlier, maybe before that middle of the day time actually happens, like still like morning, late morning. Getting those photos out then could be a bit easier on your eyes, at least.
For sure.
Okay, so we're here in golden hour. We made it. Congratulations, you're married by this point also, by the way. So how do we utilize this short window of time? I know we say it's up to 90 minutes, but we really only want to bring the couple out for probably like max 30 minutes, so we're not taking too much time out of your day. Sammi, what are some like good ideas or good like, what mindset do you have when you're bringing a couple out for golden hour moments? What's like the first thing you want to do with them?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, to your point, we do want to make sure that we're looking at the timeline and we're trying to find a good time to bring them. So because we only have a few minutes, it's important that you have an idea of what you want to shoot.
Yeah.
Have some ideas, like have whatever shots, know where you want.
Even reference photos.
Yeah,
of
reference photos.
Of poses.
Yeah. But one of my favorite things to do during golden hour is to get some light flares where I position my couple in front of the sun. So normally you always shoot with the sun behind you, shining towards your subject so that their face is illuminated. But in this case, during golden hour, I like to switch it up and actually put the subject in front of the sun so that the sun is peeking through, like behind them. And it's just really beautiful. Like if you get them kissing and then the sun is just like peeking through in between their faces or something.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous. Also, if you're not sure when golden hour will be, you can always use a tool that I use, which is called the Unscripted app.
Oh, wow.
It's really great. And they actually have a lighting tracker in there. So right now, if I were to pull it up, I could show you that, you can type in the day and the city where you would be, and it'll tell you based on just data when the golden hour would be and when blue hour would be, and it tells you exactly.
Have you been hiding this from me? I had not heard. What's the name of the app again?
Unscripted.
Unscripted.
Yes.
Keep
it's
note.
also a great app because it shows you a bunch of different like poses, and you can save inspo, and it even gives you prompts if you're not sure like how to guide somebody into a pose.
Wow.
It'll tell you like, you know, exactly what to say.
Wow.
It's really great. It's a great tool for photographers and videographers.
Yeah.
But I like to use it, and the main reason I use it is for the lighting.
Finding that lighting.
tool.
Wow, that's so awesome.
So yeah,
definitely make sure photographers, when you're bringing a couple out, be pretty concise. Try to know a game plan before coming out there.
Yeah, know kind of where you want to take them.
Especially if this is like a summer wedding and you're bringing them out of their party to go do this. They're going to thank you later, but they're also going to be like, dang, I really want to be like dancing this song right now. So I always try to keep it to between that like 15 and 20 minute mark
have like
max.
A few key shots, like 3 or 4 different poses maybe.
I love like running down a field is great for this for video. Like any like running towards the sun.
Yeah.
Like I do a quick like pick. If like the couple wants to do that, I'll have like the groom pick up the bride and do a little spin or something like that.
Yeah.
A dip kiss in front of the sun is
For sure.
also
The
iconic. So just having a quick list is so important.
I love that. I love the running down the field. That sounds romantic.
Running down the field is one of my favorites.
At golden hour. Oh my
At golden
gosh.
hour,
Dreamy.
it's so good.
So good.
But anyway, those are our tips for lighting. Make sure you keep this in mind when you're scheduling your timeline brides and grooms.
Yes.
Some tips for the photographers and videographers out there as well for handling golden hour.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to us or drop a comment below and let us know what questions you have about lighting, or just share with you. Hold on. If you found this podcast helpful, feel free to comment below, let us know, or if you have questions about anything relating to lighting, timeline, planning, etc., we are here for you. We are really excited to be able to be a resource for you guys, and so we hope that you enjoy this and you found it helpful. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and share this with a fellow friend who's planning a wedding. They may find it helpful as well. Share the wealth of knowledge here, and make sure to follow along. Korrigan, though, if they wanted to reach out to you about your videography or about anything related to that, where would they reach out to you?
Come chat about golden hour in my DMs at korrigan.mp4, and I'll be happy to talk to you there. And if you want to book a wedding and book the dream team, feel free to reach out to the vendor voices. We've actually been booking a few couples just through the podcast, which has been so fun, because you're going to get a great team along with some of our associates actually as well for bigger weddings. We have a team that we love to work with. And so, we're super excited. Sammi, where can they find you?
Yeah, for sure. So you guys can find me at Captured by Sammi, and we'll put this below in the show notes too, so you guys can click over and see some of our work if you are wanting to check it out or reach out to us. And of course, the vendor voices as well. We're on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. So we will see you guys there.
All right. Happy playing, guys. We'll see you
later.
later.
Bye. Till next time.